Today, we are talking what to watch out for on the trail. Get it. This is your first time here. This is where I review a product I have bought, I have no sponsorship or bias towards, and have put through the ringer. Who am I? I've been mountaineering, climbing, and backpacking for over 20 years. I'm the guy who intentionally gets lost in the woods to see if I can survive and get out with only the gear on my back. I'm the guy who buys and tests out all this gear so that you don't have to. Welcome to Short Road. In the back of my mind, I'm always thinking about two things. Number one, dangers on the trail. And I'm not talking about Bigfoot monsters, but maybe. And the other thing is just my overall well-being. Am I getting tired? How do my feet feel? Stuff like that. And they're always going to be in the back of my mind. Never really in the forefront unless there is a big issue. Obviously, if I see a snake that is a danger on the trail, that's going to pop up there in the forefront. Or if I start getting like a real bad blister, another thing that is going to require my immediate attention. Otherwise, these are just things that are always in the back of my mind that I'm always prepared for. And overall, it's going to make your hikes a lot safer and a lot more enjoyable. All right, so when we're talking dangers on the trail, you always kind of want to limit it to like 2 or 3 things that you can actually focus on. When you start getting more than that, you're not going to be able to focus. You're going to start forgetting to look for one thing or another. So where I am, the 2 biggest dangers for me are going to be snakes. But luckily today it's cold out, so there's not going to be any snakes out. And the other danger for me is going to be widowmakers. So trees that are basically ready to fall, like this giant one behind me. Check out this tree. How is this thing still standing? Good amount of fire damage on that. And boop. Crazy. That thing's coming down for sure. When I'm walking, no, I'm ducking. I'm going to keep my eyes on a swivel, and they're going to be on the ground, which is good. So I'm going to be looking for snakes, but also watching where I step. So that's kind of 2 in 1. And then I'm also going to just be occasionally looking around at the trees, seeing any that look dead, any that are leaning, and also just listening for that telltale crack of a tree, which you will hear from time to time. So here's another little danger on the trail. It might seem benign, just a branch, but if you look closer, those are some crazy thorns. So check this out. Tree looks like it was hit by lightning, fell down, and split that tree in half. I have never seen that happen before. That is crazy nuts. Now, depending on where you are, you may have different dangers on the trail from different kinds of wildlife. When I was in California, I had to keep an eye out for bears, mountain lions. Here, South Texas, it's not a problem. Although when I do hike out at Big Bend, there are bears there, so I will keep an eye out for those. And there's that old saying when it comes to bears, if it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lie down. And if it's white, say goodnight. So polar bears are not going to be a big issue for most people watching these videos. They're insanely aggressive, so best to just stay away. When it comes to black bears do not want any trouble. They're afraid of people, and they are not going to come and attack you for no reason. They're only going to basically attack if provoked, and that could be from getting too close to them or their habitat where they live, their dens. And the most popular is getting in between a mom and her cubs, that we do not want to do. When it comes to brown bears, grizzly bears, they will hunt you. They do not want to. You are not really food to them. They don't want to eat you. They have other things they would rather eat. So they're not going to really be hunting you per se, unless they are very hungry, which could be at the end of their season, or when they're getting up from their long sleeps. But for the most part, brown bears do not want to mess with people. We are not food to them, but they are highly aggressive and they are very big. So brown bears, it's best to stay away from. So when you're in bear country, it's best to announce yourself, let the bears know you're coming. A lot of attacks do happen because they are surprised, so don't surprise them. You say, hey bear, hey bear. They do sell bear bells, but I don't think you really need it. Just announce yourself. They'll hear you coming. They'll, for the most part, run away. They don't want anything to do with us. So if you do encounter a bear, what you want to do is stop. You want to make yourself big. You want to put your hands up overhead. You want to start to slowly walk away. And the best thing to do when walking away is to move sideways, if you can. That is much less threatening, and you are also not turning your back on that bear, which you do not want to do. You want to keep an eye on it. And if you cannot get to safety inside some structure or a house, it's important that, number one, you do not run. Number two, do not climb a tree. And number three, do not take off your pack. So your backpack is going to be protection between you and the bear. Best thing to do, if you are going to play dead, is to lie down on the ground on your stomach. You're going to cover the back of your neck and head with your hands, and you're going to spread your feet apart. Spread eagle. It's going to make you a lot harder to flip over. And basically, you're going to stay there until the bear leaves. Now, there are certain cases where that is not going to work, where you are going to have to fight back. If that's the case, you're going to use anything at your disposal to fight back. And you're going to basically concentrate any of your blows right on that bear's muzzle and their head. And eventually they will leave. So another thing you want to do when in bear country is bring a bear canister. You want to store all your food, anything that smells, even lotion, anything that has any kind of scent, you want to store it in there. Another thing I do if I am going to be around bears is I will take bear spray. Bear spray is super effective. It does work. It works much better than a gun. It's going to spray out there. It's going to reach that bear. It's going to get into its lungs, on its nose, and its eyes. It is not going to like that. Whereas a gun, the loud noise may scare it, but I mean, you can empty an entire round into a big grizzly bear and they will still keep coming. Bear spray is much more effective as a deterrent than any kind of firearm. It's also important to remember that bear attacks and any really big game attacks are very, very rare, from mountain lions to bears. They do not want to attack. They're afraid. We are not their food. So it's best to keep your distance, make yourself known, and just keep moving. And they have the wild pigs out here, these boar. They're not pretty. They're a nuisance. They're everywhere. I've not seen any yet, but I'll let you know if I do. Another important thing to remember with snakes is a lot of them are not venomous. And just like any other animal, like they don't want to mess with us and we don't want to mess with them. So it's important to just remember that. Even if you get bit by a rattlesnake, Definitely do not tie off the limb. Don't try to suck the venom out. Don't try to cut it out. Try to stay calm and then try to get help as fast as possible. Another thing with snakes is they're gonna know you're coming before you even see them. So if you're in an area where there could be a lot of snakes or you're not sure, best thing to do is kind of step a little harder. I like to pound my feet. I like to shuffle my feet, make noise, make vibration. They can pick all that up. At the end of the day, the snake does not want to bite you, but it also does not want to get stepped on. It just wants to be. So our job is to just let it be and avoid them. And of course, we got our slew of creepy crawlies. We got our spiders, which for the most part aren't really going to bother you. We got a pretty impressive little web going there. Another one behind it. My guess is that's going to be wolf spider, which can actually get really big. Thing with wolf spiders is they're not super aggressive. They look scary, but that's about it. They can bite. The bite will hurt, but it's not really going to be too bad. We got scorpions, got frogs. Probably not going to hurt you. Just don't mess with them because some of them are poisonous to the touch. And then another thing you want to keep an eye out for, especially where I am, is one of those bad boys. So that is not a mound of dirt. That is a giant ant mound. Do not step on them. Don't mess with them. They will get you. They're like a billion mosquitoes going to be all over you. They're really hard to get off. They're going to itch. You're going to get welts everywhere. So keep an eye out for those. Another ant hill. And they blend in pretty well sometimes, but they're pretty easy to find. Check that one out. That is giant. That's probably a good foot and a half tall. So another couple obvious things is bug spray and sunblock. Make sure you're applying them as needed. Don't forget, especially bug spray. Don't just get it on exposed skin. I also like to put it around the bottom of my pants just to keep any kind of ticks off, and on my neck. And then I will also spray like my shirt because bugs are super, super annoying and I'd rather just not deal with them. I was watching Naked and Afraid, which I'm sure other people watching this video have watched. And I'm like, can I do that? And at the end of the day, like, no, I can't deal with those bugs. There's way too many bugs. If I had bug spray, maybe, but no. I'm gonna be out there naked with like a million mosquitoes everywhere. There's also the elusive Bigfoot to keep an eye out for. Chupacabra. A jackalope would be pretty cool to see. Rodents of unusual size.